Hello, it's Teacher Cindy here, and I am going to bring to you 7 reasons why you might want to use an iPad for teaching for VIP Kid. So I have 7 reasons here on my board. Reason number 1, maybe you already have one and you thought, well, I can't use my Chromebook, or maybe you just have one and you want to try it and use it as a backup. I already had my iPad, so I didn't have to go out and buy one. Or maybe you saw one on sale and it's a really good, inexpensive choice. So the first reason would be, I already have one, or it's inexpensive, so why not? Number 2, it's small and it's easy for setup. The iPad is very easy to set up. When I first started, I would just set up on a music stand. I just attached it to a music stand and I had a light above it and it worked great. So you don't have to go out and buy a stand for it necessarily. You can use a music stand or set it up on anything that's 90-degree angle. Some people use books. Some people have set up some Mega Blocks and they found a great way to make a stand for their iPad that way. It's low budget, honestly. And reason number 3 would be, it is very quick access to the teacher portal from the HD app. All you have to do is press the HD app and you are in. You are in the class. You just press it and there you are, right in class. The fourth reason is, it is very quick to move from class to class. All you have to do is swipe to the left and you are in the next class. Now keep in mind, you can only go into the class no earlier than 30 minutes before the class. So you can't really practice in the classroom on the iPad until 30 minutes before. So what I would suggest is that you would go ahead and exactly 30 minutes, go in, check your lighting, check your background, and maybe 15 minutes a student might be there. So 15 minutes might be taking your chances on finding your student there. So I would suggest 30 minutes, especially at the beginning. Now, as you get going, I have run into my classroom like 2 minutes ahead of time and click on the app, and I am in the class within seconds. That is one huge advantage to the iPad. There's no, turning on your computer, waiting for things to load and all that kind of thing. You just turn it on, press the app, you're there. Okay? It's easy, no bulkiness. The only thing you might want is a wireless keyboard, and that is very inexpensive to get one on Amazon, and you want to do like a Bluetooth, and that is handy. I would recommend a keyboard, but if you want to get started and you don't have a keyboard, then you can still teach from the iPad because it has its own keyboard that comes up while you're teaching. Especially if you're teaching the younger grades, I don't use the keyboard a lot. So if you're teaching like level 1, level 2, you might not even need the keyboard. You can also, if you have to write something down, go ahead and use a whiteboard, and then you might not need a keyboard at all. The other thing about the iPad is that the camera is so clear. It is so amazing. You will be surprised. You turn it on and it is clear. And I just love it. I have not seen any of the cameras that work so well as the camera on the iPad. The seventh reason to use the iPad is the awesome touch screen. Now, some people use what do they call it? Apple Pencil, and you can write on the screen with an Apple Pencil. I have tried like one of those stylus things with the rubber on it, and it will, act like your finger. I have found that my finger works just great. I don't really need the Apple Pencil at all. So I just love it. Touching on the screen is awesome. I do not have a touch screen computer, so I just use my mouse pad, but I do love the the ease of the iPad for the touch screen. So these are my 7 reasons why you might want to use an iPad for teaching for VIPKid. For me, it was something I already had, and I just thought, I'll try it. And when I tried it, I loved it so much that I taught over 1,000 classes last year with just the iPad. It was my only resource. Now I use it more as a backup. And why? Because I'm trying to learn some other features and use other devices as well. And so I'm just kind of experimenting right now. So I just wanted to bring those reasons. I am also going to make another video, and the other video is going to be things that you cannot do with your iPad. Okay, so there are some things as a VIPKid teacher that you might not be able to do, and it doesn't mean that the iPad is still not good to teach with, but to just keep in mind that there are some things that are different. It is different than using a computer, and some of the things that the people talk about on the forums and within VIPKid may be some things that are different for just iPad users. Now, some iPad users will use their iPad for exclusive teaching. Some people want to use it as a backup. Now, if you use the iPad just for a backup, you have it sitting next to you and you're like, well, if anything bad happens, I'll pick up the iPad. Well, I would recommend that you would try, pick a day to go ahead and use the iPad as a device for that day and try to get comfortable with it before it becomes an emergency. Now, for me, my iPad does not hook up to the, you know, virtual, whatever. It's not like a phone, okay? I have to enter my hotspot. So what I would suggest is that if you're going to use a hotspot on your phone, make sure that that's already entered in and that you can sign onto your iPad at any time. If your password for your hotspot is signed into your iPad, it should be just a click of a button or two and you are good to go. I always use my iPad without hardwire. I know that on the company they tell you that you need to be hardwired in, but I have never done it. I bought the cord and everything, but I don't know. I hooked up to the with my computer. I don't know what happened, but it acted really weird. And so I found that I really didn't need it. I still have the ability to if I needed to, but I do not hook up to Ethernet with my iPad. I have taught in the Dunkin' Donuts parking lot. I have taught while on vacation at an Airbnb. I have taught in my daughter's yard sitting in the car with my iPad. So it's really cool because if you are away and you need something simple, you just grab the iPad, you make sure you have good internet, and then you are good to go. And bring an easy reward, something that's very simple. For me, I did use something on my phone. Now, you can use Google Slides, which is a resource among VIPKid teachers that you can find on Facebook. You can find the Google Slides people and you can learn how to use Google Slides, but you can also use your phone and just look up something. Like if you are, say you're studying marine animals, look up some pictures of marine animals, save them in a file, and you can present to your students different types of marine animals. You don't have to really have Google Slides. You can make up your own rewards. What I like to do for rewards is always use it as a way of extension. Okay, so not just to say, hey, you have a star, but say, what type of fish is this? It's a shark. What color is the shark? The shark is gray. and I try to add to the lesson with my reward. So that kind of makes the rewards a little more useful rather than just kind of being a something you have to do to make the company happy. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and look for my other videos on using the iPad. And if you have any questions, please just go ahead and ask underneath my video here, or you can find me on Facebook in the iPad group. And it is called VIPKid Teachers Use iPad for Teaching. See you there. Have a great day. Happy teaching.